Hey guys, welcome back. Today we discuss the latest updates in the Alec Baldwin Rust shooting investigation. The investigation into the shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins by actor Alec Baldwin continues. And this week, you may have heard that police filed a search warrant to take a look at Baldwin's iPhone. But that isn't the only news out of the case this week. Deadline has updated the report with new information, specifically statements from Baldwin's own lawyers. We're going to go over that as well as what the police told Alec Baldwin and what investigators shared with the court in order to get the warrant, including shocking and perhaps contradictory witness statements. Baldwin has shared with the public that he's been in communication with investigators, and even in a recent interview with ABC, said that he is,
I'm willing to do anything I can to cooperate.
However, we now know that when it came to handing over his phone, he didn't cooperate. The Rust star/producer's lawyers refused without an explicit warrant to turn over the phones, which the cops then promptly obtained. In explaining their decision, Baldwin's attorneys denied civil or criminal liability and said as follows. We proactively requested that the authorities obtain a warrant so that we could take steps to protect Mr. Baldwin's family and personal information that's clearly unrelated to the investigation. A phone contains a person's entire life, and personal information needs to be protected. While they evaluate the phone information, we hope that the authorities continue to focus on how the live rounds got on the set in the first place. Way to misdirect. This case isn't simply about how the live rounds ended up on set. That's important, but it's about the negligence of those on set, and specifically those handling the gun in question. Whether that negligence contributed to a person's death and whether that negligence was criminal. I can't imagine that any embarrassment from the potential leak of personal information from that phone compares to the lifetime of pain suffered by the family of the woman whose life was taken. Forcing the state to waste time, money, and resources getting a warrant isn't cooperating, it's stalling. And he wasn't the only one. Last Friday, a New Mexico judge ordered that the first assistant director, Dave Halls, who told Baldwin that the pistol was a cold gun, but who also admitted to investigators he hadn't checked all of the rounds, to be subpoenaed after he ducked various attempts to be interviewed by the feds. But why? What are they hiding? Baldwin declared in a sit-down interview with ABC that he did not pull the trigger and that he had no idea how a live bullet made its way onto the set. Following that interview, Baldwin deleted his Twitter account. It's the first time since the shooting he's actually gone silent. According to Deadline, police have repeatedly asked the actor to refrain from speaking publicly about the case as their investigation is still going forward. A request Baldwin has actively and continuously ignored. That doesn't sound like cooperation to me either. Baldwin told ABC he's highly unlikely to face criminal charges over the fatal shooting, but the Santa Fe DA hasn't ruled out that option, and it's easy to see why. If we pull up the affidavit for the latest search warrant for the phone, we find more details about what they believe happened. Here we learn that the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, told investigators she didn't really check the gun too much. According to her, they weren't even supposed to be pulling the hammer back. Now we know from Hall's interview from a prior affidavit that he checked the barrel for obstructions. David advised when Hannah showed him the firearm before continuing rehearsal, he could only remember seeing 3 rounds. He advised he should have checked all of them, but didn't, and couldn't recall if she spun the drum. Here in this affidavit, we learn that Hannah stated that when she last loaded the gun, there were a total of 6 rounds in it, not 3. So what's going on here? I don't believe for a minute at this point that anyone even bothered to check. And Baldwin stated he assumed it was empty, but he's earlier said that he thought it had dummy rounds. So which is it? And this is what we know so far. There's no telling what's to come next, what we haven't heard yet. But it only seems to be getting worse and worse by the day. If no one is arrested by the time this investigation is over, I would truly be surprised. But hey, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.